Alright.
Let's get rid of that. Open the window. Open the fucking window, bro. Where are these bad vibes gonna go?
Alright.
You really don't know how to do this. Set her down.
Cool. That's perfect. You're right. Okay. Alright, so this is gonna be the first episode of my little channel. I'm gonna call it I Told Fish, which was the name of my first album I did, but I'm like, y'all are telling me things about yourselves, so I'm like, y'all told me.
I'm telling Fish right now.
But yeah, I just want to start this. I want to like interview artists and like sex workers that I know personally. It's because I feel like there's not like we need more of a platform to like just like openly talk about ourselves.
Right.
And you don't have to talk about your art like to like any of these questions.
I'm about to trauma dump so hard. I'm not
can't.
even.
Fuck, if that's what you need from the session, that's fine.
It's fine. I'm gonna let the entire internet world know my problem.
Yeah. Fuck it. Like.
Alright. Let's go. I'm hyped.
I'm gonna give you this.
Of course.
I'm gonna light this incense. We're just gonna have a combo.
I'm gonna tell Fish some shit.
Yeah. Tell you what you want. You can just keep that joint.
Can't wait to get nervous.
So, I'm with my friend Abdellah, and he's someone I met. We met like a year ago, and through art, through a mutual friend, and at a photo shoot, which is really cool because Del does like really cool photography. And yeah, he experiments with like a bunch of different other things too. He's modeled for me at some of my fashion shows, which has been sick. Yeah, you're good behind and in front of the camera.
You feel me?
But yeah, I don't know. I want to like learn more about you and like how you feel about your practice in like your life and stuff thus far. So I just have some questions. I guess we can start like introduce yourself. Like, where are you from? Did you always live in Cincinnati? And yeah, who are you? What do you do?
Who am I? Good look in the mirror. You know, I'm Abdellah the artist. You feel me? Abdellah Hamouma, 513, born and raised, fucking UC Hospital. I was born 4:01 a.m. July 9th, 2001. Calculate my chart. I dare you. Yeah. Lived on the west side my entire life. Went to school in Clifton and Walnut Hills. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I gotta say. I gotta say. Yeah. Always wanted to be an artist. Like, I can say that for certain. I love being in nature. I love being outside. I love the idea of composing beautiful images. I love nature documentaries, and I want to be like a nature documentarian because it just seemed fun. The idea of just like roughing it out there, and like just like seeing some shit that like no one else really sees, and then putting it out there for the world too. Like, yeah, I'm about to fucking live with the penguins for like 3 months. So. Be really cool. But yeah, I've just always been interested in art in general, music as well. You guys haven't seen that yet. Also, if I'm looking over there and not directing the camera, just know the interviewer is right here. The microphone is over here, so we got a decent little setup.
Yeah. What does your name is Abdellah? What does your name mean to you? And who named you? Like, who gave you your name?
I don't know who named me, but it's definitely one of my parents.
Yeah.
One of my parents definitely named me, but it means servant of God. Abdellah means servant of God. Abdullah, and I think I like had some issues. Excuse me. With my name growing up, for certain, because like it's unique here. Everyone's like, "Oh, your name is so unique." I'm like, bro, It's definitely one of the most common names in the world. But I'm in Cincinnati, Ohio, so there's not that many. And most people have been Abdullah, and but my name is spelled with an E, because E is pronounced in French, and Algeria, which is where my parents are from, was a former French colony. So like that's how they just spelled it when they spelled it out in Latin letters, spelled it with an E. Which is honestly a nice little, splendid little twist, for colonization, but maybe, who knows. But yeah, dude, my name, I love it now. Like, I love it. At one point in my life, I wanted to be named Alex. I'm like, bro, fuck that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if your name is Alex. I know a few Alexes out there, but like, I'm not trying to be an Alex. I like being Abdellah. My last name, Hamouma. There's nobody with the last name Hamouma. You can Google it. It's gonna say like 6 people in the U.S. and they're all my family. So I love it. No one knows what it means, and that's pretty fucking cool. Like it's kind of fucked up actually. It's pretty fucked up how, because there's any variation of my last name, so Hamu, Hamouma, Hamoumen, Hamoum, anything like that, we were all like in one family, and then like maybe like 100-some years ago, some French guys wanted to break up the family, and so that's why there's so many different versions of the last name, because last names are not something indigenous to North Africa or the Middle East or like most parts of the world, to be honest, at least in the way that Europeans use last names. So they were like, we're gonna assign you this name. So that's how it came to be what I am. And after 9/11, my parents were about to change my name to Ibrahim, because you can be anglicized to Abraham, like it's easy to anglicize it. But they chose not to. It's cool. Like here I am. I'm Abdellah. Only one of my siblings that doesn't have a name that is easily Latinized. Like my sister's name is Sarah, Miriam. My brother's name is Yusuf. But some people call him Joseph. Like this soccer coach called him Yosef or Joseph. Like it has an English equivalent, but Abdellah, it's just Abdellah. Here we are.
What did your childhood teach you?
What did my childhood teach me, man? Real. I think because of like my identity and it not being necessarily understood in an American context, just like there's no Algerians in Cincinnati. Like there's no Algerian kids my age. Maybe now there are, but when I was growing up, there wasn't. I could have been the first one born in Cincinnati for all I know. And just kind of taught me to be really open to other people's cultures, because like no one else knew anything about mine. So it just made me a more open individual, and I learned a lot about like a lot of different places in the world. Like I love going to like different international markets and stuff. I love going to little Asian marts, the Middle Eastern stores. There's a whole bunch of Guatemalan stores out my way. Like I love checking that shit out. I was living in New York, and there's a bunch of like little Trini shops, like little Trinidadian restaurants that sold like doubles for like $1. Like it was crazy. It was nice. What else did it teach me, dude? I was definitely like a really shy kid growing up. Like heinous, like it was bad. Like it was terrible. I'm gonna look the interview right now. It's weird talking into a camera.
Okay.
Talking to Sierra Jade. I'm trying to fish. That's what I'm here for.
You were a shy child, so like I don't know. Did you feel like insecure? Like were there things that like discouraged you?
Oh, dude, plenty of things discouraged me. I was just like, in the first place I grew up at, like I can consciously remember living at, like I wasn't ever outside. It was an apartment complex on Queen City Avenue. I was never outside. Like maybe we'd go to the pool on occasion, but it was kind of isolating for certain. And then I'd go to I went to a German language school. Like it was kind of interesting. And my parents never let me hang out with people like from my school for some reason. Like they're just like they don't want me to mix out there with come to American or something. I don't fucking know. But I made waves for my siblings. Don't worry. My brother's out here socializing and such. Not me, I was in the house, but yeah, dude. Even like with my own family members, because I was so isolated from my own family members, because they all lived overseas. Like no one else lived in the U.S. Like I'd be shy even with them, because like they're like, we're not strangers, but to me they felt like them, just because like I was just never around them and such. And it's kind of like, damn, like that's a whole, like most people, like they all live with each other, like uncles, grandma, grandparents, like fucking aunts, like you'd marry into a different family, so you know you'd be in touch with that family as well. So yeah, definitely isolating looking back at it, and just being the only like Algerian, North African in my like area. To be honest, was like kind of rough a little bit, because like there was no one to understand that shit. Like people would ask me questions and be ignorant, and like it's not their fault necessarily, but it's just like kind of tired of it. You know, I eventually grew really tired of it, and I let a lot of shit slide at the time. But even within like my own community, I eventually moved out to a different apartment complex, which is actually the one I was like, where my parents lived at when I was born. There was a bunch of Arab kids, lots of Palestinians, and like fucking like Libyans ended up moving in. Like it was interesting, it was cool, but again, like they didn't understand my dialect of Arabic, so I still felt somewhat like the odd one out. And I also didn't go to school in my neighborhood. My parents sent me out to better schools, so I never like the only time I'd see them was in the neighborhood. I wouldn't see them every day. Like they saw each other every day. They saw each other every day in class and shit. But yeah, dude.
Well, like, what were some things that motivated you, like, to create and like meet other people and like become the person that you are now?
Oh fuck, dude. Cause I wanted to do that shit, man. But like it's that fucking simple. Cause I fucking wanted to, bro. I spent so much time being way too shy and anxious. And I still am. Like I'll go to a function and still be that guy that's not really talking to nobody for a little bit, but eventually I'll stand up for a second, goddamn, I'll talk. But like for a while, it just wasn't me. Definitely wasn't the type to introduce myself, and I'm trying to break out of that. But yeah, I just always wanted to be I wanted to always do some creative ass shit. My parents definitely did not foster that. So when I graduated high school, and I was doing some shit that I wasn't very happy with, and I had dreams that I kind of put towards the wayside because I just thought that wasn't for me, and you're told that it's everyone around you kind of gave up on their dreams. Like I doubt my parents wanted to be what they do for work now. Like they had dreams as children, children dream for the fucking stars and don't dream for survival. And then I used to humble myself way too much as a kid. I was just I just want to be you tell yourself I just want to be all right, and that's facts. You just want to be all right, but then you forget about the shit that your soul yearns for, that you really fucking want, instead of just a degree, and just a degree in playing it safe. You play it safe, and I definitely molded myself and molded my answers to that, and I definitely going forward and this journey is to push myself out of that and molding myself into who I want to be and who I can be to the max, who I can be to the max. I'm not trying to be not expressing myself. You're here to express yourself. You're here to share and communicate, so we can all live a better life. Goddamn it, you're always hiding some shit from yourself, and you're hiding shit from other people. That's not a life to live. To be honest, you're not living your life. You're surviving. You're surviving for certain. You're getting paid. You're with your family. But you're not yourself. And I wanted to be myself to the fullest. So I started off with photography because fuck it, I was hanging out with a bunch of local rappers. And it was a start. It was something accessible. It's something I got my pandemic bands. I got my goddamn check from the man himself. Let's just say that, a presidente at the time. and I spent it on a camera. You know, that like it's kind of the start from there. That's kind of been my gateway.
Yeah, I know you express yourself with photography, but you're always fashionable. Like I feel like you express yourself very much like through the way that you are like trying to portray yourself to like behind the camera and like in people's eyes, and like I don't know, like what motivates like how you dress yourself and how you like show yourself to other people, like.
Yeah, I really don't know. Honestly, yeah, like I think definitely dressing was honestly my first like trying to segue into becoming like this artist and like expressing myself or certain. Yeah, fucking. I remember it was really awkward. I remember in 8th grade, like I wore like a fucking leather fucking overcoat. I don't know what to describe that shit. That shit was corny as fuck. That shit was corny as fuck. I wore like a leather fucking jacket. Like with one button, like a suit coat, but it was leather, and then fucking like this like yellow flannel under it, and some fucking jeans and like my fucking Timberland boots, and I thought like my sister was so embarrassed because we went to like the fucking museum and I was dressed like this, and I don't know, man, that's like that was my awkward start, but honestly I just put on whatever like felt good. I just put on whatever feels good, whatever I like the silhouette of. Like I grew into it, I grew into it, I would say I grew into my own style and fashion sense just because, like, again, I didn't really have nice clothes growing up, and I still wouldn't say I got nice clothes growing up, but I got some, like, I put that shit on. I put that shit on. I'm wearing some fake fucking polo, like, and some hand-me-down shorts, and look at me. Look at me, guys.
You're fresh.
See me. Do you see me? Like, it's just... Yeah, that's it, man. Like, fuck, I don't even know if I answered your question. I feel like I'm rambling.
No, you did, and I'm like, there's other questions I want to ask, but you literally answered those too. Like, like I was gonna ask like what insecurities you had, like that you've overcome, but you've talked a lot about that. But I think one thing I do want to ask, like the last thing I want to ask is like talk about it's just like when do you feel the most beautiful, like in yourself?
When I feel the most beautiful? Ooh. Well, that's a lovely fucking question. When I'm out there doing that shit, bro, that's when I feel the most beautiful. When I'm like when I'm filling up, when I'm taking up space, like respectfully, like I'm out here like showing people who I am. I'm being me. I'm putting that shit on, like you know, I'm moving, I'm dancing, I'm grooving, I'm talking, I'm sharing parts of myself, and I'm listening to other people, and like they're sharing back, and I think. Even like just it's a state of mind, it's a flow state. Like when I'm in that flow state, I feel gorgeous, I feel beautiful, I'm handsome. I'm like the most beautiful man in this room right now, you know. No shade, everybody's beautiful. But I feel gorgeous. You know, and I think that's really what it is, just a state of mind. I could be bumming it and I'll still feel great, honestly. Like just doing the shit that I love. Like it's as simple as that. Just put that shit out on myself. Just whatever.
No, that's great. I think that's a great answer.
It's a wonderful answer.
It's like, yeah, I respect that. I see that in your essence, that you feel most beautiful when you're like really out there doing what you want to do.
Like I'm flowing. Like I'm like it's like one of like those Ruth Goldberg machines where you drop like a marble and it turns off your alarm clock. Like it's so effortless, even though it's like a bunch of moving fucking parts that are happening. But just to do like this simple thing is crazy. It's like gears, like the teeth of gears, like pushing each other. They fit perfectly and intersect at the correct moment. Like it's when you're in tune with the universe, no thoughts, head empty. But that's not a bad thing sometimes, you know? Like, fuck that overthinking shit. I overthink all the time. But when I'm not doing that, I'm living. And that's it, you know?
Thanks, Joe.
No problem.
This was a good, I'm really glad that you wanted to do this.
No, I love doing this interview shit. I can't even lie.
Good.
This is lovely.
Yeah.
This is pleasant. I get to share space with fish. I got to talk to fish
Yes.
today. Tune in every Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern time. You're watching Disney Channel